Rick Gosser. How you doing, Rick?
Good. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Excellent for a Monday. Um,
Perfect.
so,
Perfect day.
why don't you start off by just telling us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Well, the biggest thing about myself was in 2010, I lost 135 pounds because I was very fat. I used to weigh 310 pounds, and I was actually tested for sleep apnea and was told that I didn't have it by a woman who was probably 500 pounds. And she said, you probably need to lose weight. And that was kind of like my inspiration because I walked out of there saying I'm never, ever going to look like her. So that's really how I just started doing things in my life. So, I did it all on my own. I followed a book written by Joy Bauer from the NBC Today Show. I was actually on the NBC Today Show, November 2010. So you can watch my fat video at rickgosser.com, which is kind of cool. So just trying to help other people. I've been there, done that, trying to help people to do what I did or do what they want to do. It's never too late to get healthy.
Yeah. And so how old were you when you got started with that?
50 years old.
50 years old. So
I never ran a day in my life. I never really exercised. I was just really sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yep.
So when they told me I didn't have sleep apnea, that was like, having words in my ears, and I just said, okay, now's the time to do it. So I did it.
Yeah, and it was a pretty awesome story. I mean, I had the privilege of watching you shed the pounds, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. I never ran a day in my life, and first you have to walk before you can run. So I look back at my first 5K, which was in 2011. And it was like a 28-minute, mile, and I was like really happy for that. And now I'm running 5Ks in 28 minutes. So,
right.
Yeah.
And in case you don't know who Rick is, he's the guy running down the street in every fluorescent color you can imagine, right?
Yep. It's pink day today. So, I'm never ever going to run fast. I just got to look good, Jeff. I got every color shoe in it. Every color shoe in the rainbow, and I got the matching stuff on top. So yeah. You gotta have fun in life, you gotta have fun in life.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, when you're not running and, you're not trying to inspire people, what are you doing for a living?
I actually own my own company. I do custom embroidery, screen printing, promotional items. Anything you want to put your company name on, I can find it for you. Get it for you. So I tell people to encourage them to go to Google and Google all day long. And when you're ready to order it, call me. Because I've been doing it for 13 years, and there's been nothing that I haven't been able to find for somebody. So, which is kind of cool. So every day is a different day. Every day gives people, gives me a challenge to try and help somebody find something there that they want to do for their business. That's what I do.
Yeah. So, as far as what made you go into business in the first place?
My youngest daughter was in 8th grade, and I went to the parent meeting, and they were planning a trip to go to Washington, D.C. And I volunteered to be the T-shirt guy, which I was not in the business at the time. And it took us about 7 to 8 weeks to get T-shirts. So I thought I could do that better. So I actually went on the trip. We got our shirts the day before we left on the trip, which is kind of, aggravating for me because I wasn't one in charge of it. People were giving me crap, and I'm like, yeah, I don't make them. I was just, volunteering,
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of prompted me to get into the embroidery business, and kind of went from there. Decided to do it in 2002. Did it part time for 2 years, and then just went full time in 2004. So I've been doing this full time since 2004, which is kind of cool. I got tired of working for somebody else full time, doing my thing full time. It was getting to be too many hours. I wasn't doing any good for either party.
Right.
It's kind of hard to burn the candle at both ends when you do it 7 days a week.
Yeah,
so
right.
Just kind of decided to do it on my own. So it's kind of cool.
So what gave you the courage to do it, to kind of take the leap of faith?
I had the support of my wife, and I've always been in sales in my entire life. So she's like, "Oh God, here goes another sales job," So, she said, "Go for it," So, before I actually decided to do it full time, I had a plethora of customers. I called them all up and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Would you buy your shirts from me? And they're like, hey, we buy everything from you. So yeah, we'll buy our shirts from you. So when I went into it full time, I probably had about 200 customers.
Oh,
So it wasn't like it was something I, said, okay, let's just, stop what we're doing and go into this. I was building up to it. So I did it part-time for 2 years and, burned the candle at both ends for 2 years, and then finally decided, hey, enough's enough. So now I'm still burning the candle at both ends, but for one company.
Right.
Me. So I work some very strange hours. People are like, you're always answering me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, well, that's when you're calling me, or that's when you're emailing me. If you don't do that as a business owner, you're never going to succeed.
Yeah.
If you try and work a 9 to 5 job and be a business owner, you're not going to be very successful.
Yeah, you're not very successful being half committed to anything, right?
Right.
It's just not possible.
Yeah, one of my recent blogs was about response times, and it was actually prompted from one of my customers. Says, I try to get a hold of you. So my recent blog was about response times.
Gotcha.
How to get a hold of people and how quickly you respond to someone makes a difference whether you get the sale or not.
No, I agree 100%. And I think I've read somewhere that, following you that, you don't have a problem answering the phone at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night.
No, I try and tell business owners, they're like, well, why are you different than other business owners? I'm like, well, because I respond to people. If you want shirts and you work full time, during the day, and you finally get around to, contacting me at, 9 o'clock at night, that means you've taken the time out of your time that now's the time you need to contact me. So if I ignore you, you're just going to go on to the next person. So,
exactly right. It's excellent.
That's just the way I roll, Maybe it's not right. Maybe it's wrong. I don't know. Works for me.
So, you've got a ton of clients. You've been in business for a while. What are some of the success stories that kind of stand out? I mean, what are the most fun experiences you've had, serving the clients that you have?
In my business, it's all about, it's an event that I'm trying to meet. Someone is doing a race, or someone is doing a grand opening. So, it's always the shirts or the promo stuff that they always forget to order last in. So, I have a website called shirtsandshit.com, which is probably one of my customers that said, hey, called and said, do you do shirts and shit? I'm like, what do you mean by shit? Well, where I put my name on promo stuff, I spend a lot of money, and, you just hand it out. Just, piles and piles of stuff. I'm like, I do that. So yeah, I just kind of made fun of it and went and got it. Standing in Jimmy John's actually one night, seeing the sign up there that said Freaky Fast Subs. So I got shirts and shit and Freaky Fast shirts and Freaky Fast promos. And, so those are on my website. So just kind of cool. So yeah, I'm always just trying to help people meet their deadlines. And, it's always like, oh shit, I forgot to order shirts. My event's on Friday and today's Monday. So, I tell people all the time, if you need a shirt today, you should have called me yesterday. Because I do my own work, so I don't have to send out to anybody. Those are my embroidery machines, so we do all of our own work right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what kind of turnaround, are you talking for a typical order? Next day?
A typical order is 5 to 7 days. I'm doing, as soon as I get done with you, I got to finish 30 shirts. I got to go out tomorrow going to Mississippi, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, as far as staying on top of your game, keeping you focused, keeping you new, fresh, what are some of the things that you do to kind of keep yourself going?
Well, you always have to be thinking outside the box and thinking ahead of the game. So, a lot of people work in their business instead of on their business. So you got to take part of your day, excuse me, to separate that out. I mean, you got to spend time on social media. I try and do 1 or 2 posts a day on my company Facebook page, because anything more than that, you're going to lose people.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to be, you don't want to do 10 posts a day and then then don't do anything for a week, because out of sight, out of mind. So,
right.
My focus on my social media is just, pictures of stuff that I've done for people. 2009, when I started on social media, it was, hey, I'm selling polo shirts, and, do you want to spend $30 and buy 2 of them. Now I don't do anything with pricing. It's all, showing people stuff that I've done.
Right.
Which people are like, hey, that's pretty cool. How do I get one of them? So you always have to be doing stuff, and it's like, you just got to do it all. I mean, I still trying to figure out Instagram, but I do have an Instagram account. But yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of sites to get.
Yeah, you can go crazy. You can spend all your day doing social media and no work.
Right.
Some people do that. That's their job.
Right.
Small business owners don't have time to do that. If they do have time to do that, they're not doing any work. So.
Right. So, if you were sitting across from someone and they asked you, Rick, I'm thinking about going into business, or I'm taking a leap from my full-time job, going at it 100% now, what advice would you give them?
I would give them some advice on researching what they want to do. Make sure we've all had those jobs in life that we do them just because we have to put food on the table, but whatever you're going to do in your life, just make sure you enjoy it. If you're not enjoying what you're doing and you're just doing a 9-to-5 punch at the clock, it's like, what's the point?
Right.
So, research what you want to do. I mean, you can do that, on the internet right now. It's all so easy to do. So, I mean, before I got into business, that's what I did. I researched a couple different companies that made embroidery equipment, and, I just chose the one to go into. So I'm trying to get rid of this glare. I don't know if I got a glare in my glasses or what the deal is, or with the sun shining in. So I don't mean to be bopping around my office here, but
it's okay.
I'm not stable like you, Jeff. I gotta move.
That's what shed all those pounds, man. You can't.
That's right. That's right.
So again, if people in this group, because we're going to be sharing these videos with everybody in the group, if there were people in the group and they were trying to help you, what types of companies would be most beneficial to connect with?
Types of companies that want to help promote themselves. I go to a lot of different networking events, as probably the people in this group do. And, you walk into an event and everybody has a shirt on without their logo on it. I mean, it's simple to just put your logo on a shirt, because it's a lot of times, sometimes what you do, you don't have to say anything. It says it right on your shirt. Right. Or also give them something to, my company shirt just says my company name. It gives an opening to someone say, okay, hey, I see your company name. What do you do? Right. So I tell people all the time, just, you have to brand yourself, whether it's yourself or your company or, whatever. Just, you gotta start the brand and continue the brand, because it's all about name recognition. Right. If you're not telling people about your company, then they're not going to come. Right. It's kind of like people building a website. Well, I got a website. Great. What are you doing with it? Nothing.
Somebody told me I needed one. Oh.
You're not counting with a business.
Right.
Sorry, I had a call there.
So if I were trying to get a hold of you to buy one of those shirts, what would be the best way to get a hold of you?
Best way to get a hold of me? You should go to my blog and read that response blog. Best way is you can email me, you can text me. You can text me at 219-808-9888. You can go to my website, which is Gosser corporatesales.com. GosserCS.com. You can look there. So Facebook me, Twitter me, whatever. I got it all. Jeff. I try to have it all.
That's good.
Yeah.
And if you don't see him there, just step out on the streets. He's probably running with the ducks or the geese or
golf
course near you.
Yeah.
So one more thing. So as far as the network, what do you think about the network so far?
I like it. I'm not sure if you're trying to let people self-promote themselves or, if they're trying to sell stuff on there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's it's primarily there to allow people to post what's going on in their business in such a way that
Right.
Gives people the opportunity to share it with the people that are in their circle. So
Right.
Yeah, so most of the time people are self-promoting and they're saying this is what I do, and but if they were to spin it to where it was an offer, that could be inclined to be shared. What I'm trying to show them is, when you think of the other people that could share things, you're going to get a lot more, opportunities than if you're just thinking about yourself. So.
Right. I guess I would, I tell people all the time, when people, you go to a networking event and someone says, well, you got 30 seconds to tell us about yourself, and then after 30 seconds, they're still talking about,
Yep.
what their business does. What people need to do is actually tell people what you do for them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the whole point of the network is, help them.
It doesn't do me any good to tell you what I do all day long if it's not going to help your business.
Exactly.
So tell people what you can do for them and not necessarily what you do.
Right.
Because I love when someone walks up to me and says, hey, I do what you do. No, you don't, because I am me and you are you. So, no, you don't do what I do.
Right. All righty, Rick. Well, I appreciate your time today. I look forward to sharing this with everybody. I think they're going to get a kick out of your interview, and it was great catching up, and hopefully we'll get to see each other in person soon.
Okay.
Thanks a lot,
Sounds
Rick.
good, Jeff.